is up, my friends? My name is Echo and today I'm here with a deck highlight from AMR Hatem, but he wants me to give credit to the almighty Mo, who's currently sitting at 114 global on ladder using this deck. The deck we speak of is right here. It's a Mortar Miner deck, guys. 3.0 cycle, very fast. You can see it in the thumbnail, which is above. Why don't we get into some replays right away? I have 3 of them for you against different deck archetypes. The first one right here is against the Hogs Cycle, and let's see how AMR Hatem gets it done. Hatem is from Sandstorm, another very solid clan in Clash Royale, and as you can see, Hatem does not have that Mortar in cycle to start right here, but he's got that Miner, and he's going against that very fast cycle Hog deck. Hog, Musketeer, Cannon, yep, right here. And the Hog Cycle is starting right here. The first Hog is in, Minion Horde right on top of that Hog and those skeletons. Minion Horde pushing the opposite lane, and then the Miner, check it out, he goes with the Miner up the opposite lane, allowing those Goblins to get work done on the tower, and leaving that Minion Horde alone. So a little bit of trickery going on there for AMR Hatem. Really nicely played, and he's going to throw his bats on top of that musket. There we go. And here we go with a Knight and a Log to slow down that Hog Rider. But the Hog Rider is going to get a few shots on his tower. But nicely done right there by AMR Hatem. And here comes the Mortar, which is going to beat down on that tower unless the opponent can get something down. And I don't think he did in time. No, he did not. So that tower is getting rained on right here. Again, guys, this is ladder play. We have maxed out cards from both opponents right here. At least maxed out commons. Smart play there by the opponent, but AMR Hatem has that right-hand tower down to 1,119. Minion Horde on top of the Ice Golem, and on top of that Musketeer. Minion Horde being distracted by the Ice Spirit, but 2 of them make it to the tower, and with that Miner, knock down 1 tower. And this deck is really different, guys, because it's not just solid Mortar play. You also have that Miner chip damage, and you try and get some troops in behind the Miner. So really a lot of offensive opportunities and abilities here from this deck. We have a defensive Knight and bats, but the fireball was used. Nice play by the opponent right there. The reason why I love the Miner is because when you can't push a Hog Rider to the tower because they're always cycling back to their cannon, tombstone, or something like that, the Miner is great. You just throw him on the tower, but the Miner doesn't offer a ton of damage. You really need those support troops behind, and Miner Poison for me never worked out so well. So this deck right here is something very different to the scene, and I'm wondering how well it's actually going to be able to hold up and push. But Hatem was telling me he was struggling on ladder with his Golem deck. He came in with this deck right here, and it was doing some great work for him, pushing him up towards 5,500 cups on ladder, which is a very respectable, solid number. And check out the damage done by that Mortar. Every strike, approximately 300 damage. Really a solid offensive strike right there. We have another Mortar defensive right here. Smart play right there by AMR Hatem. With 12 seconds left, he doesn't care if he gets that second tower. All he wants to do is win the battle, and that's exactly what he's going to do. But check this out, guys. Bats and Goblins on the tower, and the Knight, will he take it down? He does at the last second. Beautiful replay right there, really showing what this deck is able to do against the Hog Cycle. Now, I mentioned that I have 2 other replays, and one of them is against this 3 musket Hog Rider deck, and that one's coming from the bottom. We have Hatem up on the top. He's playing against another Sandstorm player right here, so one of his own. And the opponent looks like he's going to be playing that Pump. And he definitely does, but the Knight is there to defend against the Hog Rider coming in on that Mortar. Unfortunately, the Hog Rider is going to take the Mortar down. Really nice play there, but then he has a solid push with that Knight and the Goblin gang. And unfortunately, the defensive Knight was played by the opponent. Really nicely done, but Hatem has the Miner on that Pump right away, beating it down, not letting his opponent CRSYS take that advantage. Something I'm noticing watching Hatem play this deck is he's very fast. He's pushing in this lane, defending in this lane, attacking a Pump in this lane, pushing on the other lane. He always seems to have enough elixir to get the job done and get multiple things done at once. That's partially because he's an amazing player, and partially because the deck is very fast at only 3.0 elixir. Another Pump is down. Mortar's going to go on top of that Pump right here, guys, and the Knight's there to help defend against it. And Unfortunately, the Hog Rider gets in the way yet again. Only one strike from the Mortar down on that pump, but that is better than nothing. Decent investment right there. And here comes the Miner to finish it off with the log behind, working on that Goblin Gang. What a beautiful play right there by AMR Hatem. And then the Miner goes in and beats down on that left-hand tower as well. Knight pushing by the opponent the opposite lane. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but the opponent has yet to touch AMR Hatem's tower. Unbelievable offense and defense here that this deck offers. Knight pushing, Goblin Gang going in behind. Spear Goblins were going to work on those minions, but unfortunately that did not happen because of the Zap spell taking care of those spears. Hatem does not have a defensive building in Cycle right now, but he does have the Horde. He's going in with the Miner, and the Miner alone is going to do some good damage on that tower. But now the opponent was able to actually drop down their pump. Let's see if they put down those 3 muskets. I predict they're going to throw them down at the bridge, but that would be a silly play. Good, I'm glad that they didn't, because the Mortar would have demolished them right there. Defensive Mortar, though, going to do some nice work on those 3 muskets as they approach the bridge. And look at the defense being offered right here. The Miner's going to beat down that tower. The Knight's in to work on that Hog, and the Minions did some nice work as well. His tower was barely touched. It was touched now, though, but it was barely touched. Only less than 100 hit points. Well, now that's a different story because that musket locked on. But still, beautiful playing right here by AMR Hatem. Nice use of that Goblin Gang right there to assist that Mortar in a defensive stand. 4 seconds left. AMR Hatem brings in the 1 tower win with a very, very different deck. I'm telling you guys, the Miner with the backing behind that Miner and the Mortar, you can hit them off your opponent in so many different ways. We have one more replay for you right here, and it's against the Giant triple spell deck. Let's see how well this holds off against the Giant. My prediction, because I haven't watched this one yet, is that the Mortar is more of a defensive building right here. We have Hatem on the top, and he's playing against Kenichil, something like that, because I can't pronounce it properly. It looks like Hatem has a fan in the house as well. Mortar's in right here, and it's going to lock onto that Giant, not on top of the building. Musketeer's in there to take it out. And the Minion Horde is going to play some defense right here, guys, working on that musket and taking that Giant out at the same time, or at least fairly close to it. Miner's pushing the tower. There we go, and the Knight's pushing as well. The tower should clean up most of what is coming in from those minions. And he's going to let that final minion get a few shots on the tower, but he still has a small lead because of that minor chip damage on the left-hand tower. Again, guys, I want to stress, this is not challenge or tournament play. We are looking at ladder play right here. This deck is doing solid stuff over on ladder. Here comes the Knight, going to work on that Giant, so hopefully slow it down before it gets to the tower. Oh, the mini P.E.K.K.A. in by the opponent. That's going to do a solid job on this Mortar right here, and anything else that's trying to defend. Mini P.E.K.K.A. is such a strong troop right now. You're starting to see the mini P.E.K.K.A. pop up in many decks. Nice use of the log, 2 elixir right there to slow down that mini P.E.K.K.A. and actually take out that mini P.E.K.K.A. Both opponent and Hatem are working on building up some elixir. Here we go. The bats. 1 bat does connect with the tower, and nice use of that zap right there to slow down the minions. That bat did some good work on the tower along with that Miner. And his opponent thinks so as well, throwing him the well played. A Giant's going to be dropped for defense right here, pushing the opposite lane. He figures, I got to go another way, got to try something different. Let's see how well he does with that. Smart play actually right there, guys. His opponent is no slacker. He comes in with something different. Let's see if he can get it to work. Here we go on the left tower. The mini P.E.K.K.A. did get 1 shot in. Hatem has a minion horde incoming on the right-hand tower. Knight popping in through the left, but the minions are there. Bats are going to clean it up, and the Miner, Knight, and the bats all going to beat on the tower. And check it out, that Miner is not being targeted at all, guys, and those bats were doing some work as well. Tower's going down, 850 hit points. Make that 766 or 681 or 596. The tower is getting low. Defensive Mortar right there. Knight pushing the tower yet again. Bats in to help defend against those minions, and here we go. Miner in yet again on that tower. Really nicely done. I'd be curious to see how this deck holds off against a Golem deck with a really solid Golem push. Defensive Mortar yet again, guys, and all that Hatem is going to do is keep pushing that miner up the lane and seeing if he can just chip down this tower by logging, zapping, and using that miner. Here we go. Miner's in the tower. He needs one more strike. No, he needs more than that, guys. He needs a little bit more. But with 52 seconds left, there's plenty of time to get the log down the lane, the zap on the tower, and one more miner push. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to push that miner, and he's going to zap on top, or at least that's what I would predict. 2 mortars are keeping that giant from getting to the tower. That's not going to be happening. Here is the miner, and the miner's going to get 1, 2 shots. There we go. There's the victory. AMR Hatem bringing it in with the miner and the, why am I drawing a blank right here? The miner and the mortar deck. Let's take a look at that deck one more time. Like I said, it's over in the top right there with that thumbnail, but also, you know, get a better look at it right here. Again, Hatem right here, 5,415 cups, pushing right now, trying to push up for his team in this season. Miner, level 14, max level commons, and a level 3 log, 3.0 elixir. Hatem is a brand new level 13 player. He's probably only been level 13 for about 2 weeks now, if I remember correctly. But guys, that's been it for today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this deck. It's definitely something new. I haven't seen it in too many places yet. Give it a shot and let me know how well it works for you. I definitely want to hear what you have to say. Thank you so much, Hatem, for coming over from Sandstorm, showing some love to us over here in Elite Nova Nation, or Elite Nation is where we just sit at right now. But thanks again. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, subscribe to the channel because I come out with Clash content every single day. Live stream on Friday and Saturday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you want to chat it up with me, guys, hit me up over on Twitter at Echotrumi. And I guess it's time to say goodbye. So I'll see all you back here again tomorrow. Until then, be good.